more than that I'm so attractive. I mean, I'm kind of a dangerous person to be involved with. But it's a really, it is kind of a quick transition this year. But so much happens in each episode, and we go, it's almost like we live every day is like a year in our lives or something, because so much happens. And this new girl, Nicole, is very smart, and she wants to, to get all, put all the supernatural creatures out there. And I don't know, I guess we're sort of sharing sorrow right now in the hotel. So.
And you're hoping for her chances for survival are good.
We're hoping, but the werewolves, I mean, they're dangerous. I'm kind of screwed with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Alcide's not a small guy. but I figure I could shift into maybe a tiny bit bigger of a wolf than you, maybe. like would that be
just bigger?
Yeah, just a little bit bigger. Yeah. That'd be my only shot.
Well, Rutina, Tara had a moment of sort of heroics of her own when she took Willa out the window this season. And now, tell us where that relationship is kind of going. Will they meet again? I mean, now that Willa's a vampire, what will happen with those two?
I think, it's very likely that they will meet again. I think Tara's sort of becoming like a protector, a big sister of sorts to certain other characters. And it's been really fun for me to sort of get to play with new people. So I'm having a really great time doing that.
Well, she's certainly helping Jessica out in their situation. Will those two form a stronger alliance?
Maybe not.
Well, we'll see. Nelsan, Lafayette is really good at channeling different spirits, but you know what? It seems to get him in a lot of trouble. Should he maybe consider switching out of the psychic business?
I think so. Or have a shut-off switch for people just jumping into my body without permission and wreaking havoc. I think so. Maybe, we'll see.
So how hard is it to play when you're sort of channeling like the ghost of Sookie's father, but also playing the Lafayette character to combine those two? Is that tough for you, or?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I just, they sent me all the episodes with him in it, and I studied them, picked up like a few of his mannerisms, and that's it.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens with this new possession of his. So, Deborah, Jessica's in the vamp camp. She's killed the fairy girls. She's distraught. She and Bill were so close to success, and they kind of blew it. So where is she in terms of thinking about where she wants to go next after this horrible incident?
I think Jessica's going to have to pay dearly just within her own heart for what happened. It's going to take a long time for her to forgive herself, as well as, we have Andy Belfler out there who is probably very upset with her. So that's definitely, there's more down that storyline.
So she'll have to make a choice maybe. I mean, she really seems to almost want to die at this point.
Yeah, no, I think that she's one of the vampires who is still the closest to her humanity, having been turned more recently, and just the type of person that she is. And I think, I think she right now sort of hates herself, and we'll see if she can come out of it.
Okay. Well, speaking of vampires who are close to their own humanity, we haven't seen Pam feel that human until quite recently. Pam and Eric in quite a precarious situation in the most recent episode that aired. So, Kristin, I'll ask you sort of an open-ended question. Does the fight end well?
There's so many
many perspectives on that I can answer. You know, I will tell you, when I saw that script come in and it ended there, I was this. I don't know how to win this, you know, against my daddy maker, taller, stronger, older guy. But Pam is scrappy, and the great thing about these writers is they find so many layers of conflict and putting us against each other, fighting for our lives with the person that's most dear. Is a great scene to shoot.
So we're really not sure how it ends.
Nah, I'm not going to tell you anything. Right? I can take him, right?
You think so? Who thinks she could take him? Okay, that's pretty good. Joe. Joe, we've seen some
Very
kind of...
throaty. That was very manly yell. Man love.
Man love is good. We've seen some man love this season, not true love. We've seen some very different and surprising sides of Alcide this season, and I think a lot of fans have been shocked at his behavior more than once. So, which side of Alcide is going to win out?
Well, okay, let's break it down like this. Don't punch big, angry werewolf dude in the face. You know, bad ideas. I mean, I think it's all those crazy werewolf people that are driving him nuts. I think you take them out of the equation. I mean, he's still a great, nice-hearted guy. He just has the worst job in the world, and it's making him nuts.
So he's going to get a different job?
Maybe, I'm just saying he's having trouble with his present one. Being packmaster is a pretty thankless job, except for the three-ways. That's kind of the one perk to that job. The rest is just madness.
Yeah, was that really painful for you to shoot that scene? Was it just awful?
You laugh, but it was like 18 degrees that night, and I was barefoot and naked out in the cold in Malibu.
Who would have been happy to bring him a blanket that night?
I got a blanket for you, Joe.
Well, we feel your pain, Joe. We feel your pain. Anna Camp. Your character Sarah really likes camps because she started the Fellowship of the Sun camp. Now she has Vamp Camp.
Yes.
What is it about camp she loves so much?
She has so many fond memories of camps growing up when she was in Texas. No, she likes to keep things in control, you know? She likes to keep people contained. She likes to be in power, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that this season. So.
What about her love life? She's had a few interests.
Tramp camp?
Tramp camp, that's next. I didn't know about that, Michael. Yeah, she's had really bad luck with guys. She's been with a gay guy and an old guy. And yeah, her love life is not good. She's more focused right now on her one mission, which is to rid the world of vampires. And I'm so sorry, everyone, for saying that. Yeah, that's her goal.
So Ryan, will we ever see these two together again, or was that like their last hurrah?
You want me to take it?
Yeah, you take it. I thought she said Brian.
Oh, they'll be.
Oh, Ryan.
Brian?
Yeah, Ryan.
Man.
Yeah.
Will we see these?
Will we ever see?
Will we ever see Jason and Sarah together again? They had quite a scene.
Wow. Yes, you will. Yeah, I don't know about together, but their lives will cross again. There's only so much I can say before I start sounding like a politician, but
Unfinished business.
yeah. See, I knew you were going to help me out at some point.
there you go.
So I felt it. Yeah, exactly. Unfinished business, and then there's about 3 or 4 sort of storylines that as True Blood does, sort of culminate towards the end, and we will interact.
Okay, we're looking forward to that. Michael McMillian. Sarah's gay vampire husband. Is there any part of Steve Newlin that has any pride? I mean, is there anyone that he would not sell out?
Well, I think Steve actually has a lot of pride. He may have too much pride, and sometimes it blinds him to his decision making. But the thing is, you have to remember is that Eric staked Russell in front of Steve at the end of last season, so he's got a bit of a vendetta.
A bit of a vendetta. Looks pretty serious.
Yeah.
Is it possible he'll ever switch sides again in any fashion?
He's switched sides a bunch of times already. But I think right now in camp he's terrified like the other vampires, and he's always had this strange codependent relationship with Sarah, and I think right now it's kind of like the devil he knows best, so he's kind of clinging to her and hoping he's going to get through this unscathed.
Aw, thanks, honey.
Rob, okay, look, through the seasons of this show, we've had Team Bill, Team Eric, Team Alcide. Could it be Team Warlow?
I don't know, these guys should know. By the way, how trippy is this Comic-Con? 4,500 of you out there, look at this, I've never been so impressed in my life. I can badmouth Steve and Alex because they're not here, but Joe's really close. And he's way bigger than me. And that wasn't scary.
Well, I mean, we started off thinking you were this evil character coming to get Sookie, and now...
Is he evil?
Sorry?
Is he evil?
Right. We don't...
That's a question. He's a fae, which is a creature of light.
What?
He's a vampire, which is a creature of darkness. So there's this dichotomy inside of him at all times. And you're going to see kind of both sides come out over the course of the season.
Is one side stronger than the other?
It depends on the time of day and on the body's needs for blood.
Okay, so we could see him...
Oh, you're going to see some gnarly stuff.
Well, I'd like to ask Anna a little bit about this. She's now discovered that her parents tried to kill her, and where we left them, her father, channeled through Lafayette, was trying to kill her again. So how is this going to change her attitude towards Warlow?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a bummer,
Yeah. I know your parents.
Yeah.
They actually never loved you at all. They wanted you dead. So that's upsetting. But also, I think that there is a strong part of Sookie that is mistrustful of pretty much everyone at this point. So, while she's obviously developing some kind of feelings, there's the part of her that, God, if she doesn't, at this point, hasn't figured out that people can lie and do it really well, then I don't know, maybe she deserves what's coming to her. But I think she's a little wary, but also kind of drawn to him, and, it's a complicated situation, and, bummer about the parents.
Yeah, but did they really not love her? Were they trying to save her from what they thought was a horrible thing?
I think as in their defense, they were doing what they thought was the best thing at the time. And I think, as any parent does, sometimes they make very difficult decisions, and sometimes they're ones they live to regret for the rest of their life, So, unfortunately, her parents didn't get to live very long to feel bad about it.
Right.
Which is, I don't know, maybe that's not a bad thing. But Mommy didn't seem very happy about it.
No, she seemed to be against this whole plan. Yeah. So, but his dimples are pretty hard to resist.
Well, he does like handsome strangers.
She does like handsome strangers. It's true.
You know.
It's true. So we'll see where they
If I
go.
didn't have the dimples, I just wouldn't be handsome.
Apparently she likes gingers.
Okay, so the next question's for Brian now, but I kind of want the cast to answer it.
It's my favorite kind of question.
He's the boss now. Has it gone to his head?
No.
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 Okay.
But he's always been incredibly kind of cuddly, approachable,
Funny.
Cuddly.
Amazing.
Well, and also Brian's been on since, I mean, he's been one of our writers from the very, 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 very beginning. I mean, we met him a long time ago.
Well, Alan hired us all before the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah, so it's really very much of a continuation in a way. I mean, because Bucky's been here since the very beginning, and so
He's always been a very strong voice
Yeah.
in our show. And
Yeah.
So how's the season going to end, Brian Buckner?
You know I can't answer the question. It's gonna end
Obviously, we all know.
awesome.
It's going to end awesomely. It's
Awesomely.
going to end awesomely.
And I think that you're going to feel that the show is going to return back to its roots, and it's going to be about this gang of people living in Bontemps. And while we acknowledge we have a very large cast, if you look down the row, we're going to try to sort of condense the number of stories we're telling and really make this feel like we're coming home.
That's great. So, Brian, we saw you doing some serious pull-ups
Okay.
after Jason had Warlow's blood. So, did they have to put you on wires to do that?
Anna was there, so
No,
she can.
absolutely not. But you know what's actually even better is that if I delayed my cue time just a little bit, he had to do a whole bunch extra because he's not allowed to stop until I walk in and talk to him.
So I literally have to sort of.
And I have a kind of
hang
neat
there,
sense of
and I'm
humor.
in the middle of what is supposed to be 250, 251, and then Anna's supposed to come in at about 252. She waits till 255, 256, and keep in mind, I'm literally just hanging by my fingertips, so I'm trying to do it all with a smile, because he's jam-packed full
He's
of...
super happy and all vamped up.
And she comes in, and the camera's on me, but she's got this wry little smile on her face. Like, I'm gonna really get you here. And then even at the end of the scene, it's not in my character's, prerogative to stop. So she, again, feels the need to just sort of linger there. So I keep having to ad-lib. Well, if you're going to stand there, you might want to count for me, Go give me a hamburger, do something constructive,
Is it
please,
not fun
please.
to watch him do pull-ups in the shirt? What a gentleman.
So we thank Anna for that. That was a gift to the fans.
Welcome.
He just makes it harder for every other guy on the show. I mean, how do we...
Yeah, Ryan's muscles have muscles.
I mean,
It's kind of weird.
The bar is set very high. Very, very high.
Well, now Sam Merlotte,
Charlie's not impressed.
he has to do some pretty serious physical stuff this season. He's in charge of protecting his new girlfriend and Emma, and they're on the run. So what is it going to take for them to evade this pack?
Oh, well, they can smell us, so, a lot of baths, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're in these sketchy hotels, I can't say how it all ends up, but, it's a lot of running around in the cold. I mean, you can see our breath at night when we're out there, filming that at night without our shirts on.
Sam's getting sexy here.
Come on. I don't know. But yeah, we're running. We're running.
A lot of cardio for you.
A lot of cardio on the show, yeah.
Okay. Rutina, what's it like to be a vampire when your mother is an incredibly devout Christian?
I think for
Tara, I think it's a lot of fun. I think she gets a kick out of it because I think she's so, she's like tired of her mother, and her mother's just disease, so to speak. But I think deep down she does miss her and stuff. But I think Tara's getting so comfortable with being a vampire that she wouldn't care what her mother had to say about it. You know, so that's what I think.
So is she enjoying being a vampire more than she used to?
Yes. I think she loves the strength, she loves the power, she loves the blood. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Nelsan, I've heard that you do improvise on set quite a bit when you do some of Lafayette scenes. How do you get in the mindset to do that, to improvise?
I listen to some Rihanna, and once the makeup goes on, then it's just, you know, I sort of get into the mind of Lafayette. So yeah, when Rihanna and the makeup gets me into La La Land.
How would Lafayette work that scarf you're wearing right now?
Well, how would he work it?
How would he work it? Will you show us how he'd work that scarf?
Now look at you.
Okay. From Bill that they're all supposed to die. He's had this dream. He's had this vision. Does she see herself as possibly being able to stop that in any way?
I'm not sure Jessica would want to stop it right now. I think she sort of feels like she deserves to die, that the monster inside her took over. I don't think she wants her friends to die, but I think if it happened for her, she's in a place right now where she's pretty low.
Now, those fairies, how did they taste?
Oh, like honey, right? They taste like honey.
Did they give you an extra special sweet blood mixture to kind of help you enjoy that, or what does that blood taste like?
I mean, I feel like what it does is actually less that it even tastes so much better than every other blood, but that it makes you feel so much stronger and alive, and even just the fact that you could feel warmth in a way maybe you haven't since you were human. It brings a bit of your humanity back, I think, in a way.